Hello!
We're here!
Welcome
Yes!
to Sidewalk Slam.
Fuck, we're recording so quick.
I know. Well, we had episodes come out like a week apart.
People were so blown away.
I know.
It was really funny. It was just like, 2 in 1 month?
What have we ever done to deserve this? Thank you. We're gonna like we said, we're gonna be actually scheduling these
focused.
better for 2017. But we're excited now because in the last episode in the Survivor Series, we were like, TLC is 2 weeks, 2 weeks later. But now it's like, well, there's only 2 weeks of SmackDown to cover before today. Because today we're talking about TLC 2016. Tables, ladders, and chairs. TLC was originally a match type created by Edge and Christian back in the day. Edge and Christian and the Dudleys and the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, those three teams.
They sort of were the progenitors of tables, ladders, and chairs as a match type, which was a match in which tables, ladders, and chairs were legal.
It started, what's the word I'm looking for? The catalyst for it was the Hardys and Edge and Christian were in a best of 7 tag team series. And the 7th match culminated in a ladder match to win the rights to have Terry Runnels as their manager. Terry.
That was what was at stake?
Yeah. So, and $100,000. Which apparently...
This is Terry put Moppy into wood chipper Runnels.
Yes.
Okay.
Terry, or she was called Maurice when she first came into the WWE or WWF.
No.
She was with Goldust.
Maurice? Maurice is the
not
Mrs.
Maurice.
Wife.
Sorry, what was her name? Oh, it's M something.
I don't know, because she was. I was going to say because Dustin Runnels is
Marlena.
Oh, okay.
Marlena. There we go. Got it. Okay.
Cool. I was
Marlena.
That is not the same person.
Yeah. So she came in as Marlena. She was with Goldust when he first came in. And they kind of had like a falling out or something. And then this tag match had a ladder match at, oh God, I can't even remember.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. And then that match catalyst these two teams, like Edge and Christian and the Hardys. The match was so good. They're like, okay, well, we're going to do it again, but we're going to add ladders or chairs and tables. Yeah. And then the Dudleys got thrown in, and the first match was it WrestleMania X7? Was that the first one?
So. Yeah, they had, and it was like a marquee event. It was like the TLC match. Yeah. And then several years ago, probably like 6 years ago now, when WWE did this revamp of all their pay-per-views where they were sort of gimmick focused, the TLC pay-per-view was the match where TLC matches, but also just tables, ladders, and chairs matches happen. A tables match is a no DQ match where you win by putting your opponent through a table. Yeah. A ladder match is where you win by getting the title or object, which has been suspended above the center of the ring. And a chairs match is the worst one, and it just means that chairs are legal. Yeah. There's nothing different about it, just chairs are legal.
Surprisingly, the chairs match was one of the best matches on this card.
It was. Yeah. That was a surprise.
That's the first, I think, when I watched it, I was like, I think that's the first chairs match I watched when I was like, wow, that was
I did enjoy, some years ago, there was a John Cena versus...
Sheamus?
I can't remember who it was, but there was a chairs match at the TLC pay-per-view where one of them, I think it was Cena beat someone up a bunch at the top of the ramp and then went into the back and then came back out with a large, wheelie office chair, just like a normal, comfy-looking office chair. Yeah. And put the other person in it and then pushed them down the ramp. So they rolled down the ramp into the ring. Yeah. And the announcers are like, well, I guess chairs are legal. We never said what kind of chair.
A steel chair match. It's just a chairs match.
It's just a chairs match. Anyway.
I'm waiting for someone to break out the old love scene.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Chaise lounge. So, TLC, tables, ladders, chairs, brought to you by WWE Supercard and K Jewelers.
Oh, yeah. People keep asking me if I've played that Supercard game, and I probably never will.
No. From the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, it is TLC. Real quick.
Yeah.
Man, SmackDown's good.
Dude, how good is SmackDown?
It's so good.
It's unbelievable how good it is. How much do you care about the Intercontinental title right now?
Oh, so much. I was listening earlier I was watching a lot of SmackDown to catch up. Yeah. And, because like I said, there was only 2 weeks of this, but I was well behind on SmackDown. Yeah. The opening title track for SmackDown. Have you listened to the lyrics in that song?
No.
It's so good because SmackDown is the B show, right?
Yeah.
And it's the lyrics are like, what is it? We're gonna take it back from those we're fighting against.
I can hear them singing it now.
The bit at the end is it's time to rise up, even though they left us for dead.
Damn!
Right? This is our last stand. Right? It's basically just like the whole thing is like, okay, yeah, we're SmackDown.
Yeah.
We are gonna fuck them up.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, man, have they ever?
Because do you think it's Do you think it's because SmackDown's actually good, or just Raw is not that good?
It could be both.
It could be both. Yeah. Why not both?
Almost does.
Yeah,
like, SmackDown can be good in comparison to Raw, and also good.
Yeah. So that's true. Yeah. All right.
So the first match on the pre-show, the only match on the pre-show.
I didn't watch this, I think.
Neither did I, but I have the result, which is American Alpha, the Hype Bros, and Apollo Crews defeat the Ascension, the Vaudevillains, and Kurt Hawkins.
Oh, I think you remember I talked about the Hammer Time thing.
Yeah.
I think this is when I first saw it.
Oh, the bit with Mojo
when he did the.
Right.
It's awful.
Yeah. It doesn't. Don't worry about.
Speaking of awful, sorry, horrible segue. Have you watched Total Nonstop Deletion yet?
No.
No? Okay, I haven't watched it yet either.
Okay.
So maybe we'll cover that. We're gonna.
Speaking of awful.
Well, I would say awful, but I mean, I did see a clip where, God, what's the name of the drone?
Oh, Vanguard 1.
Vanguard 1 breaks a pin.
Matt Hardy's DJI Phantom 4 drone, Vanguard 1.
Breaks a pin at a close 2. A close 2 count. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I'm going to watch it probably this weekend.
That's amazing. Mm-hmm. Wow. All right.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Yeah.
So, okay, when did this happen? The SmackDown announce table. Mauro Ranallo, JBL, David Otunga,
Tom Phillips,
and Tom Phillips.
I think it was this pay-per-view.
It started on the SmackDown after Survivor Series.
Oh, was
it? Cut to the announce table, and I was like, hold the hell up. Why are there 4 people sitting? Tom Phillips is like off the end, being like, I am also here.
Yeah. But I mean, just what's the point?
Just put Otunga into the sea, and then put Tom Phillips on the thing with the other two. What is he under? Like,
just commit him to the icy depths of the ocean.
Is he under some insane contract?
I don't know. And you know what? It's like Tom Phillips is there to plug advertisements, and that's really all he kind of does.
Yeah. But like,
I don't know why. Because they put a third guy on NXT. It's not just Graves and
Tom Phillips anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. It's like they put him there, but once we get to the wrestling, it's kind of like he's not there. So I just don't think about it. Right?
Yeah.
It's just like,
that's why I was so surprised when it cut to the thing, and he's like,
maybe.
Then again, here tonight on SmackDown, and I'm like, well, holy shit, where did Tom Phillips come from?
Actually, you know what I think it is? Maybe they're just putting him there just for experience, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Because it's just like, rather than throw, like, let's say they take off Otunga and put Phillips in there, and and they're not sure of how it's going to work out, rather than, why don't we just put a 4th guy there? He can sit there, see how it all works, hear what's in the headsets.
Yeah.
You know, maybe get used to it. I don't know. That's my only reasoning. It's got to be it.
Fair enough. So the first...
Until Ditto Otunga just consumes him.
So the first match on the real card is WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. Yeah. Slater and Rhino, the Beauty and the Man Beast, defending against Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton.
Fuck me. How great are the Wyatts?
So, the SmackDown after Survivor Series, there was a tag team turmoil match.
Yeah.
Which is 2 teams start.
Yeah.
And when one of them loses, another team comes out.
Yeah.
They just keep fighting until one team is left standing. And American Alpha eventually, like all the teams went through. American Alpha wins that tag team.
And when I was watching this, I was like, oh, okay. American Alpha are obviously gonna go on to TLC, beat Slater and Rhino, and then feud with the Usos.
Now, they did say that was a number 1 contenders match, didn't they?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I missed the part where on the next week SmackDown, for some reason now, American Alpha are having a match against the Wyatt family, and if the Wyatts win, they get the number 1 contender spot.
After the tag team turmoil match ended, the Wyatts were on the screen.
Yeah.
They come up and they're like, "Oh, you haven't beat every tag team."
And that just apparently...
And that's it. That's the like...
See, I saw that, and I was like,
Yeah.
yes, and? And then...
And they were like, "We're coming for you, run."
Okay.
And I think that was just like, it's just them like, "Hey, you haven't beat everybody." So...
It is weird to me that sometimes, because of, since the #new era started, it seems weird that sometimes the authority figures, because the authority figures have been such a focus, or at least if not a focus, they've been there week in, week out doing stuff. Mm-hmm. It is weird that sometimes the superstars can be like, well, I think this match will happen, and then it does. Yeah. And you just have to sort of assume that I guess Shane signed off on this, or Brian was like, okay, all right. Anyway.
I think it's just because like my headcanon was just like, well, they were the sole survivors.
Yeah, that's
sole
true.
Surviving team. So it's just like, okay.
They were
and
the
I think
souls
they made
surviving.
this challenge because maybe in my head, the Wyatts were like, I don't see in kayfabe Brian or Shane approaching the Wyatts from a character-to-character standpoint. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like having a backstage segment with them or something. Mainly because maybe they're creeped out. Because if I'm treating this like an actual workplace, I'm treating it as like nobody really talks to the Wyatts that much. Yeah. And they never thought of like, Yeah. So it gets a lot more interesting when you think of wrestling that way. It's like it's an actual workplace. But this match is pretty sweet. It's not long.
No, it's not, but it was good.
But the Wyatts' new gimmick is just taking bullets for each other.
Yeah. There's just before the finish. It's an entertaining match. But fast forward, just before the finish.
It's actually, I know that we mentioned before that Slater and Rhino were running dangerously close to the... Slater gets beat up for the whole match, and then Rhino makes a save. And this one, Slater was in the ring start, and he got in some good offense. It was nice. Yeah. But again, the same problems came up.
Like we said last time, is that they haven't kept up any of their story. Yeah. So we don't care about them anymore. Yeah. And so it's like, well, I guess it's time to close that chapter. But yeah, near the end of the match, Orton pushes Wyatt out of the way of a gore. Yeah. And so Rhino knocks him out of the ring and is going to go gore Randy outside the ring, but Harper pushes him out of the way it's awesome. And takes it, which allows Orton to tag himself in, give Rhino an RKO, and then the win. Yeah, the
Wyatt family holds gold.
This is Bray Wyatt's first title.
I know, right? Isn't that fucking ridiculous?
Luke Harper was Intercontinental Champion for a while. Yeah. This is Bray Wyatt's first title.
But he was like outside the Wyatt. That was when they kind of like split them up.
Yeah, but it's just weird that like Luke Harper has... Isn't he a 2-time Intercontinental Champion?
I think so. During that whole like, before that ladder match at WrestleMania 31, they all changed titles like multiple times. Yeah. I got chills when I saw Bray Wyatt holding a belt.
It was good.
I was like, oh, thank Christ. It's like, yes, please let them hold these for a while.
There's definitely, and I'm bummed that they're moving so quickly. Yeah. But there's definitely animosity between Harper and Orton. Yeah. Or at least from Harper.
I think that's good because Harper has always been kind of like Bray's favorite. Mm. And now Randy's here, and to me, it's like Bray, like when Randy shows a little bit more affection towards Randy, like a fatherly affection.
When Randy joined, Bray was like, or Harper doesn't say anything, but he was just sort of like on his face. He's like, I don't know about this, and then Bray was like, all right, sure, you're in, and Harper's like, whoa. And the only thing that bugged me was like on one of the SmackDowns, there's a backstage segment where Randy basically like prodded Harper to go, and he's like, well, go fight Kane then. Go beat him. Go do the thing. You big man, big talker. And Harper was like, but how dare you talk to me like, they were like, was reacting badly, and then Bray was like, no, he's right. Go do your thing, Harper. And Harper like left in a huff. Yeah. And then Randy sort of like looked at Harper leaving and then looked to Bray as if like, yes, I am sowing seeds of discontent within the Wyatt family, which is super not what I want yet. Yeah. frankly, I don't want it at all. I know it's going to happen eventually, but it's like, if that's what they're doing, it's too soon. It's too soon, man.
My only prayer, did I mention this on last show where I said that I hope that Randy tries to turn the Wyatts on each other, but Bray has already figured it out?
Yes, that would be sweet.
Yeah, and then catches
one step ahead.
Like, how awesome would that be?
Yeah.
Oh my God. And there was like a little bit at the end where
Harper brought the titles into the ring and was reticent to give one to Randy, and Randy sort of tore it away and was like, "I got the belt," and then Bray put his belt on Harper's shoulder to hold, and Randy was like, "But I don't want to do that."
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Then he put his belt on Harper's other shoulder, and then everyone posed.
Dude, I don't know why I love that so much. Like all of them posing.
Yeah.
Because Randy's doing the usual Randy Orton pose, and then Bray's. It looks weird, but I like it, just because you look at Randy and he's like a good-looking dude, and then there's just the Wyatts, next to him. It's just one of these things doesn't belong, but it works. You know what I mean? I think it's great. Congratulations, Bray Wyatt. You did it, buds. You're top of the tag team division. I think 2017. I know we say this every year. But I think 2017 will be Bray's year.
I mean, he's finally got a title belt. So
yeah.
The next match is Nikki Bella versus Carmella in a no disqualification match.
Yes.
Why?
They
like I guess when I say why, let me explain.
Yeah.
Nikki and Carmella don't especially like each other, and they haven't for a while, ever since Carmella turned heel by attacking Nikki back just after Nikki returned. Mm-hmm. And that animosity has been ongoing, right? Yeah. Like, it's established that they don't like one another.
Yes.
But it didn't feel to me like there was an active feud that warranted, okay, now you need to settle it in a no DQ match.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that I guess that could be said for a lot of feuds, though. I think we're being unfair to Carmella and Nikki.
Really?
I think so. Just because, do you think Reigns and Rusev deserved a Hell in a Cell match?
No, but that was the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, and they obviously just wanted to do... there's no reason to give them a no DQ match at TLC.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, okay, now I see where you're coming from. Yeah, okay, I can get with that. But
it's not like it's no DQ. If they'd given them, I don't know, they gave later in the card, Becky and Alexa Bliss have a tables match.
Yeah.
And their feud maybe felt like it perhaps warranted something more extreme, but the only reason it's a tables match is because it's TLC.
Yeah.
Right? It's just I didn't even feel like Nikki and Carmella were feuding. I know they didn't like each other, but it didn't really feel like they were actually had an active feud. It's like after Survivor Series, Nikki was like, "I think you knocked me out, Carmella," and she said, "I did not."
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Well then, it's a no DQ match." I'm like, well, that seems kind of out of left field.
Yeah, that's true. There was a really brilliant moment. Carmella came out and started slagging Nikki and brought up John Cena, which is always funny. I don't know. I always think it's great.
It's canon now.
It's canon. Yeah. And they also made, skipping ahead, but they made Dean Ambrose and Renee Young canon.
Yeah. Now that it's on Total Divas, they can't really hide it from the main roster. Yeah. So I don't watch Total Divas, but I know that Dean and Renee are on this
2017, season. We start covering Total Divas on this show.
I don't have time. You know what? I would, because it'd be funny, but I just don't have time.
Fair enough. And during that, the promo where Carmella was talking about John Cena, she said that, God, what did she say? She was going to hit Nikki so hard that the Bella twins on her chest came out her back.
Yeah. So on the November 29th episode of SmackDown, which was, I guess, the go-home show, because it was only 2 weeks, they definitely played it up more...
Physical?
These two needed to blow off some steam. But I guess it was the previous episode where it's like, it's going to be a no DQ match, that I was like, but why? But they sort of... retroactively validated it the next week to an extent, but I was still sort of confused.
That's the beauty of wrestling, though. Like, we just, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I've said it once, and it's just like, okay, I didn't like what they did, but now I have to wait until see where they're going with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I felt like that Go Home episode was really good because Nikki forearmed the fuck out of Carmella and gave her a monstrous black eye.
She really did.
Yeah, like, even on the show, like, I saw a picture, I pictured somewhere, Twitter or I don't know, someone, yeah, it was on an article or something, and Carmella's face was messed up. I
believe it.
Yeah. The match itself was okay. Mm-hmm. You brought up points about you wasn't sure if this deserved an ODQ match, and maybe it didn't, because the way they wrestled it, you know what I mean? Maybe
they didn't do a lot of...
There was a great moment where Carmella had Nikki Bella in the code of silence, and then Nikki just smacked her with the kendo stick.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty great. And
it was mostly just kendo stick stuff, I think.
Yeah, it was mostly just kendo stick stuff. I just watched this last night.
Carmella gave Nikki a, like...
Oh, the You Can't See Me! Yeah, she did that in the corner.
Taunt.
That was pretty great. I don't the crowd, we all just love it.
Yeah.
When people just bring up John Cena and Nikki Bella. And it's like, yeah.
Except in the time that they were awful. There was that one crowd that was like just crapping all over the women wrestlers.
Oh, that was the worst. That was this year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, I forgot all about that. Thanks a lot, Graham.
Sorry.
The finish of this match, okay, it was kind of dumb.
Okay.
Because Nikki Bella gets a fire extinguisher out from under the ring.
Yep.
And then just sprays Carmella for like, I don't know, 30 seconds?
Like until the extinguisher's exhausted. Just like...
She just sat there, because usually fire extinguishers in wrestling are used like, spurt, and then...
and it's like, oh, my eye.
Yeah, and it's like, and then they hit their finisher and that's it. But this was like, sprayed her, and she's like, my face, and then she's like, she just like sprayed her more. And then
kept going.
God bless the announcers, because they sold it great. JBL was like, that stuff gets in your mouth and you can't breathe and gets in your eyes and you're disoriented.
I've been sprayed with fire extinguishers in my day. And it's cold, you can't breathe.
Yeah, it was like, okay.
Takes the oxygen out of your lungs.
And then she sprays her down with the fire extinguisher for like, it felt like an hour, but it was probably like 10, 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And then she hits the Rack Attack 2.0. I just opened that and didn't take a drink. She hits the Rack Attack 2.0. Nikki Bella wins, which I felt was weird. I thought for sure Carmella was winning this.
Yeah.
But Carmella pinned Nikki at Survivor Series, correct? I want to say yes.
Yes.
So maybe that was... Because the way wrestling works is like, Nikki won the first match at No Mercy. Carmella gets the pin on Nikki at Survivor Series. So they think they make Nikki win. Because that was where Carmella got her, like, part of the deal, right? Like her...
Well, sorry, Nikki wasn't in Survivor Series because Nikki got taken out by Natalia.
All right, I'm an idiot.
That was the whole thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, after this match, you mentioned this last time, after the match, Carmella gets on the mic with her shiner and is like, so you think you got revenge for being taken out of Survivor Series?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I didn't hit you. I still maintain that. You know who did? Natalia. That's right, your friend from Total Divas. And Nikki's like, I don't know if I believe you or if I should be really mad at Natalia, but I'm going to leave.
Yeah. It felt really weird.
It felt weird.
When it happened.
So I assume that we are to take Carmella's word on this.
Yeah.
That Natalia attacked Nikki. It also makes the most sense because she was super jealous about not being able to get on the team. Which makes it really weird when the next thing we see is an ad for Kay Jewelers with Natalia in the ad helping a couple get engaged in the ring. It's like it's like Natalia's the bad guy, but here she is helping a lovely couple achieve their dream.
She believes in true love.
Very odd.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just kind of like it felt very forced.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that step, that beat in the storyline. It was just like, no, by the way, it was Natalia did it.
I did like that it was just sort of like, all right, you know what? It was Natalia.
Yeah.
Fine. I'm done being like, no, it's not me. I'm actually going to tell you exactly who it was. was like,
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Next, because it's coming fast and furious, this show.
Yeah.
It's really quick. Next up is the Intercontinental Championship ladder match. The Miz defending against Dolph Ziggler.
There is a brilliant promo package
just before
this show. I mean, before this match.
Before the match, yeah.
Oh my God, it was great. It was like this retrospective on the Intercontinental title and like all the different people who fought over it and talking about respect and history and honor and everything else. It was great.
And then there's a backstage segment with Daniel Bryan being interviewed, and they're like, look, so you want to see Miz lose the title? And Bryan's like, yeah. Not for what you think, though. I think that Dolph Ziggler's a great guy, and he's great in the ring, and I don't like The Miz.
Yeah.
Though, you have to admit, he does bring a certain star quality to the title.
Yeah.
And then Miz walks up and he's like, haha, you admit it. You admit that you don't like me. And Bryan's like, I have never hidden that. That's not a twist. I have never liked you. This shouldn't be a surprise.
My friend doesn't like you either.
I have got the death sentence. So in the weeks leading up, like we mentioned at Survivor Series, The Miz defended the championship successfully against Sami Zayn.
Yeah. And then he was forced to defend the SmackDown after Survivor Series. He was forced to defend the title against Kalisto.
Yes.
And Baron Corbin interfered.
And attacked Kalisto.
But Miz won. Distracted Kalisto. Miz hit the skull-crushing finale and then pinned him, obviously, and retained the title. Mm-hmm. And then while he was walking back up the ramp, Ziggler came out and super kicked him.
Yeah. And then Daniel Bryan, as a result of that, Daniel Bryan made this ladder match at TLC as their final meeting.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, because this is Ziggler's rematch.
Yeah. Rematch clause.
Because he lost the title to Miz on SmackDown. The Survivor Series match against Sami Zayn was already booked. So this is Ziggler's automatic rematch. Everyone gets a rematch.
Yeah.
When you lose the title, you get one rematch.
Unless they specifically state.
Yeah.
Which happens actually at the Raw pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Which we'll cover. But
and I wrote this down as an example of some truly insipid David Otunga commentary.
Okay. I'm ready.
If he wins, this is him describing Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
If he wins this match, he'll reach an elite level. But if he loses, he'll just be pretty good. It's like, no. Ziggler's already great. He's going to be very good regardless of if he wins this match or not. Otunga, you idiot.
You fucking moron. That's great. He calls a steel ladder a steel chair at one point.
That's kind of funny.
And JBL like, you must be confused, David. It's pretty great.
Oh, I totally forgot. This is jumping back to the Randy Orton Bray Wyatt thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know this is jarring, but I totally forgot this thing that I wanted to mention. That it was even before Survivor Series. That it was a little character thing that came up that I really really liked, which was Randy Orton's theme song for many years has been, I hear voices in my head. They talk to me. They tell me things. They talk to me, or whatever. And it's like, okay. And he talks about like the voices in his head or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's mentioned it before, like how he hears voices. So he was talking to Bray Wyatt at one point, and or he was talking actually to Kane. This was before even the Wyatt family thing, I think.
Yeah.
But he was saying that the voices in his head are telling him to stop. He says, he's backstage and he's like, the voices in my head are telling me to like cool it and not hurt people so much, and I just ignore them. And I was like, holy shit, this is actually a big character thing for Randy. That it's like the voices are not what's making him do bad things.
Yeah.
He's consciously ignoring the voices that are telling him to be a good person.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was like, well, that's a twist. Okay, all right. And yeah, that was prior to, that was him talking to Kane, being like, so, you know, we're on the same page, right? And Kane's like, I've been to hell and back, I'm in. And then they go out, and that's the tag match against Harper and Wyatt, where Kane just disappears.
Where did Kane
So
go?
yeah, I when I was editing the episode together, I was like, I can't believe I forgot to mention
when
that.
I saw it. Where did Kane go? He's just
like,
gone.
JBL's like flabbergasted. Anyway, so back to this match.
Yeah, Ziggler and Miz.
Yeah.
Intercontinental title.
Ladder match. Always good to see these two in a ladder match.
Yeah.
Oh, this looks exhausting.
Yeah.
This match looked exhausting. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Ladder matches suffer from a problem of it's always impossible to climb a ladder unless you're about to win.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like
anytime during the match that they climb a ladder, it's like, and then when someone's going to win, they're like, right up and grab it. This match didn't really have that.
When you're stopping someone from climbing the ladder, you can climb really fast.
This match didn't really have that. Like the times that they were slow climbing the ladder, it's because they were selling leg injuries.
Yeah.
And you believed it. And there was no real point where someone was like, I'm fine now. Rah.
Yeah. There was a point in that during the Ambrose AJ match.
Yeah.
Where it was just like, why are you up so fast?
Yeah.
But oh god, this match was great. This was the perfect way to end this feud. Some notables were there was Ziggler hits a huge DDT on the ladder on the outside.
Yeah.
When it's propped up against the apron. The ladder, I think you've probably seen the GIF, but at one point the ladder falls over and it hits the top rope and then the middle rope and then the bottom rope and then it lands on the mat.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's so
doink,
perfect.
Doink, doink, doink.
Yeah. There's a springboard powerbomb by Miz nearing to the end of the match. Is this when Miz does the figure four through the ladder?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of Daniel Bryan taunts as well. He does the yes.
Yeah, he does the running kicks in the corner that Daniel Bryan used to do. Does the yes kicks. Yeah, I think that I like how they're using Miz's feuds as a vehicle for this Daniel Bryan thing. Mm-hmm. I know that we think that Daniel Bryan's not going to wrestle, but somebody brought up, either it was on Twitter or on YouTube. I think it was on
Twitter, yeah.
Where they're like, well, I think that Bryan's going to pick somebody to fight for him.
He's going to be a chosen champion. Yeah.
Which is, I mean, hopefully, we're all hoping Nakamura or Samoa Joe, right? But I don't know. We'll see.
We now know that at the takeover that we'll be seeing in San Antonio, the title match of the NXT show is going to be Bobby Roode challenging Shinsuke Nakamura. So Joe is not in that match. So who knows? Who knows?
We get to sing both their theme songs.
Yeah. And so this, like I said, this was just everyone. Like there was so many moments where it looked like it was over.
Yeah.
Going either direction. It was totally believable that it could have gone either way. There was actually, like, the Spirit Squad didn't show up.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I don't even think Maurice got involved either.
There was the only shenanigans was Miz, at the end of the match, Miz hits a low blow on Ziggler when they're both they're fighting the big dramatic final battle on the top of the ladder. Twice. Yeah. And Miz...
Because you're allowed to in a ladder match.
Yeah, and Miz hits him with a low blow, and then Ziggler falls off, and Miz retains. Yeah. And that's like the only time that anything was questionable. But I mean, it's like, it's within the rules, right? As far as the match goes. It's no DQ.
So I mean, Spirit Squad and Maurice could have interfered. Yeah. But they didn't, and I'm glad that they didn't. Because
it does a lot for Miz's character going forward.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, he can still kind of fight. Like, I don't mind a heel cheating, but every now and again, they have to win, like, on their own, right? It makes it better when they lose.
But yeah, there's just so many moments where they just looked exhausted and hurt and just dragging themselves up by one arm and one leg. And it's like, it looked like they're going to get it. Looked like Miz was going to grab it, and then he gets the ladder taken out, and he's swinging around.
Miz falls off the ladder, or gets the ladder taken out from underneath him, and then falls down. I thought he legit hurt himself.
Yeah, he sold that really well.
And he was like, he even swore.
Yeah, he said motherfucker really loudly.
Yeah, it was great.
But yeah.
This was a very good match, and it was a very good feud. I'm glad it's over.
Yeah, me too.
I'm ready.
I hope that Ziggler doesn't fade back into obscurity again.
He doesn't.
Oh, good. I'm not caught up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he doesn't.
Good. No, let me know what happens.
He becomes the number one contender.
Oh shit! Well,
I didn't watch last week's or this week's SmackDown yet, but I think there's a three-way match because they had like a four-way, which Ziggler won. But there was what happened anyway. But there was a three-way this week.
Nice.
So
after the match, The Miz gets on the mic and dedicates the match to Daniel Bryan and says that he won it in spite of Bryan's hatred.
Yeah. He said, it was great when he said that Daniel Bryan's constant negative attention motivated me to win this.
Yeah.
It's like, damn. Yeah. It's like, good job, Miz. There was even Let's Go Miz chants.
Yeah.
You never hear Let's Go Miz chants.
It was a really good match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's just like,
well played by
it's a credit to Miz's body of work this year. You know?
Yeah.
God, the guy's been incredible. And like quietly incredible. Even before the brand split, like he was good. He's
always been good.
We loved The Miz when we started this show.
Yeah.
And we've been like, Miz is great. You should watch it.
I have always been on Team Miz.
A lot of people are like, oh, he's boring and he's kind of vanilla and he doesn't. No, it's like, no, he's a brilliant heel.
Yeah.
And the A-lister thing was the A-lister thing, did it start this year?
Maybe not this year, but like a little while ago.
Last year?
I mean, he's always been sort of like the Hollywood aspect.
Because the payoff between him and Miz, like the Mizdow payoff was at WrestleMania this year.
Yeah.
The pre-show Battle Royal. Was it the pre-show?
Was that this year?
Or was it last year? Fuck, I'm the worst.
I think. Oh no, it was last year.
It was last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Because Sandow got let go this year.
Yeah, well, because he's been like a Hollywood guy for a while.
Yeah.
Because ever since he was in the first like Marine sequel that he did, which was like the third one or something. I don't know. He's been using that for years, but it definitely got amped up over the past several years.
I gotta stop
Hollywood A-listers
all
thing.
This stuff mixed up. Because
dude, there's so much stuff blurs together.
I know, but it's just like every time it happens, I'm like, man. Do you remember actually? I was asking on Twitter, and I don't think I didn't get an answer, but I found out on my own. Do you remember when Brock Lesnar beat up Bo Dallas on Raw last year?
Oh yeah.
And somebody changed Bo Dallas's Wikipedia page to be deceased.
Yeah.
Like he was murdered by Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. That was really funny.
I was really hoping that it happened this year, but it just all the last 2 years it just blended together.
Next match.
Yeah.
A chairs match.
Yeah.
Like I said, the lamest kind of match.
Oh. I mean, what can you do with a chair? Like it's
the thing is, like the ladder match and the tables match have different win conditions. The chairs match is this totally normal match, but with chairs.
With chairs, yeah.
Between Kalisto and Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
So, we talked about Kalisto
attacking Baron Corbin,
going crazy on Baron Corbin and injuring him such that he had to be removed from the Survivor Series team.
Yeah.
Then on the SmackDown after Survivor Series, he interfered with the Miz versus Kalisto match and beat up Kalisto.
Yeah.
And then the week after that,
there was a tag match, Miz and Corbin versus Kalisto and Ziggler.
Right.
And Kalisto had hit Miz with the Salida del Sol and was going to pin him, and Corbin hit Kalisto with a chair.
Right.
To get them disqualified.
Which means a chairs match.
Yeah.
Typically, that's how they do it. If it's like, if the object becomes involved at any point, well, they work backwards. They're going to be like, well, we're going to do so-and-so and so-and-so in a tables match.
Yeah.
And so then they'll have like someone decide to use a table so that the authority figure can be like, well then, the tables match. So a chair was involved, so they're going to have a chairs match.
Yeah.
So Kalisto comes out first, and they have there's chairs, because it's the TLC pay-per-view, there's tables and ladders and chairs just sort of around everywhere. And so Kalisto comes out, and just, instead of getting in the ring, he just starts walking around the ring, picking up chairs and chucking them into the ring and making a big pile. And then he stands in the ring and he's like, all right, come on.
Let's do this. Yeah.
Yeah, and I dig this. A couple weeks, we didn't really touch on it, but I dig new angry Kalisto from a couple weeks ago. That he's not just that he's not just Rey Mysterio again. That he's not like happy. I'm Lucha Dragon's Kalisto. I'm going to do a good lucha thing. You know. I dig that he's got a character. He's really pissed off at Baron Corbin.
Yeah. Because if you look at it, Baron Corbin cost him money.
Oh, yeah.
Because when he gets put on the shelf, you would think that they're not getting paid because you get paid when you get injured. Like, I mean, I guess WCB would be a nightmare.
Yeah.
In the wrestling world.
Yeah.
But
in real life, they do get paid.
Yeah.
Yes. Just so that everyone's clear.
Just so everyone's clear. But I mean, like in kayfabe purposes, like he goes home, he has to sit at home, he doesn't get to do the thing he loved, which is beating up other men.
Corbin's real good at that.
Dude, I love Baron Corbin. And I think that a lot of people are very down on him.
I think opinion is turning.
Really?
I think opinion's turning to the positive for Corbin.
Good. Because I like him, man.
He's been putting in great work. And I don't have time to watch Talking Smack, but apparently, I've only watched one of them. Apparently his promos on Talking Smack have been great.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. I should start watching Talking Smack.
He doesn't get a lot of mic time during the actual show, but...
Yeah.
I do like Daniel Bryan got in his face after interfering with the match. And he's like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
And Baron Corbin's like, because I'm great and you keep dicking me around with garbage like messing with Kalisto.
Yeah.
And Bryan's like, you need to stop doing this or, there will be repercussions. And Corbin's like, I don't think so. Because you need me more than I need you.
Oh, man.
He's just like, he's like, I'm really good at this and you know that and you want your show to be good?
Yeah.
What are you going to do to me? Later. It's just like, man, I love it.
Yeah, he's great. He's got that, it's just the way he carries himself, too. It's like, you smug son of a bitch.
Yeah.
You fuck. The match is way better than I thought it was.
Holy crap, yeah. Right?
Yeah, like,
that's the most Canadian thing I've ever said. Holy crap, yeah. Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah. Yes, yeah.
Got some of those Timbits we were talking about the other day. Oh, crap, yeah. I don't know why it sounded like
oh, crap.
It's Canadian or Minnesotan or something. I don't know.
Oh, man.
For sure, though.
Oh, for sure, eh?
Oh.
Just a couple of hosers in the ring. A couple big boys beating each other up.
Oh, fine wrestle boys.
Yeah.
Fine pair of wrestle boys. No, this match was great.
Yeah. It was very much like the big guy versus little guy match.
Yeah, but the little guy's got chairs.
Yes.
Unfortunately,
ultimate equalizer.
Unfortunately for the little guy, the big guy's got chairs.
Chairs too. Yeah.
It's not like a one-sided handicap. It's like it starts and Kalisto, starts putting in some work with the chairs, and Baron's like, ow, 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 and like taking some hits, and then eventually sort of turns it around, and you're like, oh, Kalisto's dead now. Yeah, that was basically what I liked about the commentary on this match is that JBL was doing his normal insufferable thing.
He loves swatting flies, that Baron Corbin.
Yeah. Kalisto doesn't have a shot in hell. This is all terrible. I hate him. He's tiny. He reminds me of Rey Mysterio. Remember when I fought Rey Mysterio? And shut up, JBL. But then, partway through the match, he's like, well, he's put up more of a fight than I expected. I'll say that. And then near the end of the match, he's like, I actually don't know which way this is going to go.
Yeah,
I think he's got a real shot now.
Look, man, for all you JBL haters, the proof is in this match.
Kalisto made JBL a believer. Who did win this match?
Corbin.
Corbin won the match.
There's
but
one
man, what a match!
Kalisto hits like this, they call it like a seated senton onto like a big pile of chairs.
Yeah,
very painful. There's one point where Kalisto just throws a chair at Baron Corbin, and I always find that funny in wrestling. I don't know why, but I always laugh.
Yeah,
when they just they just throw it. Which seems like weird that they let people do that because it is dangerously close to a headshot. Like they don't let headshots happen. We've talked about this before.
Unprotected shots to the head.
Yeah, unprotected.
You have to put your arm up. They
don't even let them do that anymore. They don't even headshots are just a no-no.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think there's, if you can show me in the last 5 years when like a two-handed overhead chair shot happened, I don't think you can.
Really?
Yeah.
The shoulders, certainly.
I don't think so. It's all back. It's all hit to the gut, straight on the back. Which makes it a lot of people are like, no, you can't do chairs anymore because you get rid of headshots. It's like, you fucking maniac. I don't want to watch these guys get hit in the head.
Yeah.
Jesus. It makes me uncomfortable. Every time, even if I watch old wrestling and I see some of those chair shots, I'm just like, ugh.
At one point, Kalisto does a suicide dive.
Yeah.
And Corbin catches him.
Yeah.
and then does a deep six.
Oh, it was awesome. That was like
on the
right near
outside.
the beginning of the match. Yeah. Near the end of the match, Corbin, God, what does Kalisto do? He like jumps somewhere and Corbin hits him with the chair in midair. Kind of like a he kind of just puts the chair up.
Yeah.
And Kalisto kind of runs into it. And then hits a End of Days on like a big old pile of chairs.
Yeah. After the match, Corbin then goes over to the English commentary table.
Yeah.
And like rips the top off and just yells at the commentary team.
Yeah.
It's like, that's what's going to happen to anyone who gets in my way.
Awesome.
Yeah. Also, speaking of commentary teams, what happened to the German commentators?
I don't know.
There's been a major shakeup in WWE Germany. Carsten Schaefer and Sebastian Hackel are out. They're gone. I don't even know these new guys' names.
I'm impressed that you knew their names.
Well, because they've said it so many times, and I've mentioned it on the show.
I like look at and I like it doesn't process. I didn't realize that they'd replace them.
And yeah, I was like, who are these guys? Also, for the first time, was it here or Roblox? No, I think it was here.
Taiwanese?
For the first time, Mandarin.
Mandarin.
Yeah, Mandarin commentary team. Cool.
Good. Yes, I think that's to do with the WWE moving more onto the eastern side of the world.
Smart.
Yeah. Going global.
Yep. Briefly backstage, Natalia is talking to one of the interviewers who's like, hey, what do you think about what Carmella said? And Natalia's just like, well, she's a liar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, she says, it's a lie. Why would she lie? Well, because she's a liar. Also, Natalia's got the dumbest gimmick right now, by the way. We didn't mention it because it's like super not relevant, but she's been quoting songs, and it's so ham-fisted and stupid. Like she'll be like, like, look, I need you now tonight. I need you more than ever. and you're like, wait, hang on.
I like your delivery so much better.
Well, because she takes lyrics and she doesn't deliver it great, but then it was like kind of okay when people didn't acknowledge it.
Yeah.
And you were just sort of like, is she just quoting lyrics? But then people were like, that song.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, and it's like, well, that's so stupid and weird. I don't know. I found it very odd.
I don't know. I think it's like a thing. I don't think it's like, I neither like it nor hate it. I have no strong feelings either way.
Fair enough. Tables match.
This has been a quick pay-per-view. So
well, there's less to talk about because there's only 2 weeks of the SmackDown in between. That's fine. It'll take me less time to edit it.
Yeah. Yeah, quantity over quality. Let's just ship them out.
Unless we start going off on massive divergent quests that involve me like
we could
finding old YouTube videos.
What's the oldest footage that I can make Graham dig up? That's my new goal.
Terry Funk was born. And,
back in 1977, the Midnight Express lost by DQ to.
Tables match for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch defends against Alexa Bliss.
God, how good has Alexa been?
Yeah, wow.
When Alexa looks disgusted at the crowd, I can't help but laugh.
She has the best facial expressions.
She's got the best.
It's so funny.
Even when they were introducing her for this match, and she's like, look at me, and everyone's like, boo. She's just like,
it's like, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the build up to this match.
It's been going for a while.
It was actually mostly just Alexa getting the upper hand on Becky constantly. It felt like. When did they have the match in Glasgow? Was that before Survivor Series or no?
No, I think it was. Was it the Becky versus Natalia with Alexa on commentary?
No, it was Becky versus Alexa when she was in the submission hold, and then Alexa's foot was on the ropes, where the ref didn't see it.
Right. Yeah, that was before.
That was before.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there was a match where Becky had Alexa in the disarm her, and it's her armbar submission. You don't like the name?
It's just I didn't know it was called. I just
Disarm
thought
her?
Well, because they say it so quickly, I thought it was just called the Disarmer.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, that's a cool name for it. But no, it's actually the Disarm her.
Yeah.
Because they're women.
And she's the last kicker. It's not the best.
Becky's nicknames need some work.
Yeah, they do. But she had her in the Disarm her. Cool whip. She had her in the disarmer. Alexa's foot was on the ropes. Right. Alexa taps out, and she's like, "This is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, you got lucky." And they're like, "Well, you still tapped out."
Yeah.
So it's like, all right. And then they had a contract signing?
Yeah, the SmackDown before this, they had a contract signing, which presumably always, I think we've said this before, presumably contract signings always happen, but sometimes they televise them, and nothing ever happens.
No,
they always end up in a fight.
They always go without a hitch.
It's an opportunity for the people involved to cut promos on one another, basically. And I'm trying to remember what the main sort of thrust of Alexa's argument was.
Basically that Becky was just lucky.
Yeah.
Like, Alexa is the best.
Right.
Just kind of the usual heel stuff. I actually really liked Becky's stuff because she said that...
she's really good on the mic, by the way.
Yeah.
They're both actually quite comfortable on the
very
mic.
good on the mic.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so impressed by Alexa considering like she's relatively new. I know Becky's been around for like years and years. Becky calling, or basically likening Alexa to a 4-year-old, like just her actions and the way she pouts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Becky constantly mentions how she's the WWE Women's Champion, which is nice.
Yep.
And it's just a reminder, you know? Becky right crosses the fuck out of Alexa.
Yeah, I love, Alexa's like, I'm gonna take, she makes some sort of proclamation about how she's gonna win the match or something.
Yeah.
And Becky's like, okay, well, let me ask you this then. And then just punches her.
Like a stiff one, too.
Yeah,
it looked awesome. Yeah. And then they tussle around for a bit, and Becky has the table set up, and she's going to suplex Alexa through it.
Yeah.
But then Alexa just pushes her off. Actually, I don't think it was on this show, maybe it was the week before that, but Becky calls Alexa a bitch on TV.
I think it's after this, because...
See you later, PG!
It's after this, because she's backstage wearing like some sort of supportive medical
just kinesio
brace.
tape, just she's like a mummy.
She's wearing some sort of like brace, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna show that bitch what for."
Called her the B word. Goodbye, PG. Hello, Attitude Era. We're back in it.
That's exactly what that means.
2 feet, just jumping in.
Look out! Here comes Steve Blackman.
Yeah, here comes Meat. Remember Meat? John Stasiak.
I had blissfully forgotten about Meat.
Meat. Bring back Meat. Is Sean Stasiak still alive?
Let's find out together.
I need to know because Meat's making a comeback. Meat 2017.
Stasiak. Yes, he is.
Fucking Meat. His fucking tights were just underwear. Like they were tights, but they were graphicked up to be like tighty whities.
And now I gotta go find footage of Meat.
Yes. Meat.
He is a chiropractor.
Ah.
And motivational speaker.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Currently works for the Advanced Comprehensive Medical Team based out of Texas as a chiropractor.
Wow, that sounds fancy as fuck.
He received
in Texas?
In 2007, he received a certificate in manipulation under anesthesia. So good for you, Sean Stasiak, a.k.a.
Look, all I'm saying
Meat.
is we're going to be in Texas. He's in Texas.
Meat.
I want to meet Meat.
We can have a meat. Come on down to the meat, and try some meat. Buffalo. Becky Lynch and Alexa
The show's
Bliss.
peaked, everyone. I'll see you guys later. Okay.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Becky Lynch defending the title against Alexa Bliss.
Fucking Meat. Okay, so I'm done.
It's a good match.
Yeah, dude, this match is great. They actually made it. They had great uses of like the suspense of being put through the table.
Yeah.
And there was a couple points where Becky would like charge at Alexa, and Alexa moved, and like Becky was doing like the whoa, like just trying to stop herself from going through the table.
Yeah,
that was fucking great.
The finish comes from there's tables set up in a couple different places.
Yeah.
And one of them is outside the ring, and Alexa is on the apron in front of the table.
Yeah.
Like outside the ropes, and Becky tries to baseball slide Bliss off.
Yeah.
But Bliss dodges it, and so now they're both on the apron outside, and Alexa slips down and manages to grab Becky and powerbomb her off the apron through the table.
I did not think Alexa was winning this
Your new
match.
SmackDown Women's Champion, Alexa Bliss.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That completely shocked me. I thought Becky was holding that title for forever. There was actually a great bit after Alexa won, and then they tried to interview Becky.
Yeah.
And she's like, you need to get that microphone out of my face right now. Because I'm not happy. It's
This is not a time to talk to
you
me.
Get her, girl. Like, yes. And then
everyone's been giving that new interviewer a really hard time, by the way. She messed up someone's name. James Ellis. She said James Ellis, and Dean Ambrose is like, yeah, Ellsworth, but yeah. and Kevin Owens, because he's been in character, has been like, what a stupid question to ask somebody. Do you like this job? God, I'm not even going to answer that. I'll tell you what I will tell you, and then he goes on and does his thing. But like in character, he's like just crapping all over.
Oh God, he's the best.
The unforgiving life of a backstage WWE reporter.
Yeah.
Because now that Tom Phillips is on...
Well, they never really lately, I guess. There's like a good 10-year period that I didn't really watch wrestling. Yeah. But they never really acknowledged like the backstage people. They just kind of talked to them, and that was it.
And now that Renee's doing Talking Smack, she's doing less of it. And now that Tom Phillips is on commentary, he's not doing it.
Dude, Tom Phillips interacting with Owens and Jericho is the best. It's just the best. I
did want to mention at one point, actually, that we forgot. There was something that I wrote down, is that Lynch applies the
disarm her,
with her arm, with the through a table leg.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, which doesn't make a lot of sense, because it's never going to win you the match.
Oh yeah, you can't actually win a tables match by submission, can you?
No. So you gotta go through the table. What if they're like, okay.
Smart one, Bex.
Got him. What if, I'm just wondering here, what if she has her on the disarmer on the table, and then she grabs the table and breaks it in half like that? Does that count? Or do they have to actually go through the table? Because they've talked about it before, where people have been, like, in tables matches, have been, like, sitting on the table, and then the table breaks, and they're like, no, match isn't over. You have to go, they have to be put through the table.
Right.
Yeah.
That's usually because there's been some sort of accident.
Yeah. But that's how they sell it on, like, commentary. They're like, no.
Yeah, if the table's just like flat on the ground and you lie someone on one half of it and then just like fold the other half over like a sandwich.
Does that count?
Just like a pita bread or something. Does that count as putting them through the table? I don't know.
I'm going to say probably not.
I bet they would call it either way depending on how they wanted to make the match go.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I could see it going.
What would you say the next week on the show, though? Like, I turned you into table pita bread. You're my bitch.
I turned you into a table calzone. Anyway, Alexa Bliss is the champion now.
Yeah, there was a great bit on Talking Smack with Alexa Bliss. There's like I watched this Talking Smack.
This was the post TLC one?
Yeah, and Alexa actually starts crying because she's so happy that she won. Her mom is in the crowd.
Wow.
Which was, it was good because it shows that, like, hey man, even heels like are people that get emotions, but it was weird because
I heard that she had a slight character break.
Yeah.
But then brought it back.
Well, it was like, to me, it felt like she was like, oh, I'm really happy. I think, and she started talking about her mom, and she's like, oh, I'm going to get emotional. And for me, it was just jarring because then I think it was Renee was like, well, you have to give some credit to Becky for this match. And then she just snapped into character, like immediately. She's like, I don't have to thank Becky for nothing. Like, it was just, it worked. I thought it was good.
I think it's kind of great, actually.
But it was just like she snapped into like Alexa Bliss mode rather than from like probably how she was really feeling at the time.
Right.
But yeah, it was a good interview. Liked it.
Sweet. And now your main event.
Now your main event.
And now your main event, yes.
Good night, everybody.
Your main event is us going home. No.
Hooray!
Da, da, da. Dean Ambrose versus AJ Styles in a TLC match.
Which you may be confused because, hey, Adam and Graham, we've already seen a table, a ladder, and a chairs match. What could they possibly do? And it's like, well, much like ketchup, mustard, and relish, we'll put all three great flavors together, and you get
judged by people from Chicago?
Oh, is it them? They don't like relish on things?
I can't remember. It's different
Is it Chicago?
Certain
I've heard whispers of this.
Certain eastern U.S. population hubs have very strong opinions about how you're supposed to eat a hot dog. And
I heard, wasn't it like you're not supposed to put a relish on a hot dog?
Or I think it's ketchup.
What?
Yeah. I tell you what, and I don't care who knows it. I'll put everything on a hot dog.
Yeah.
I don't care.
We're fucking anarchists up here in Canada.
We're just a bunch of monsters. Until you can't taste the meat. That's the trick. Just want to blow your taste buds right out.
Sean Stasiak.
Just coat him in ketchup, mustard, and relish. And
just comes full circle. I'm planting seeds in your head. And you're going to be thinking, next time you see, like, you're going to be at the grocery store, but, like, Kathleen's going to be like, oh, we should get some ground beef. And you'll be like, Sean Stasiak, why?
just cut to me in the meat aisle, just being like, why, Sean? I have, like, a roast or something, and I'm like, why? You were a chiropractor.
Where were we?
I don't know.
TLC. Okay, so they take all the themes from the night,
Yeah.
and put it into a big melting pot, and then you get the TLC match.
You still have to win a TLC match like a ladder match.
Yes.
So you're...
It could get more confusing.
Yeah, the title is above the ring, and you got to climb up a ladder and get it, but tables and chairs are also legal.
Yes. It's basically a no DQ match.
Yeah.
But a ladder, it's a ladder match.
Can you get DQ'd from a ladder match for using a chair? No.
No.
Yeah. You just don't. They just don't.
It's just a ladder match. We could just call it, but they call it the TLC match because it's the main event.
Yeah. So, okay. There were only 2 episodes of SmackDown, but let me just go into some of my notes real quick. So, the SmackDown after Survivor Series, Shane McMahon is real flustered at Ambrose because of him coming back to attack AJ. And they did eventually win that match, but he's like real upset at Ambrose fighting against the brand, basically. And he's like, you need to leave. You need to not be here tonight because I have to not see you.
That's awesome.
And Ambrose is like, oh, okay, I'll just duck out for a sec and come back. Like, you text me whenever you need me. And Shane's like, no, you have to go. Yeah. You need to leave. And he's like, okay, cool, I'll be back.
Did he get mad at AJ, though? Because AJ attacked Ambrose.
For some reason, he was really keen on Ambrose. AJ's the champion. I don't know. Anyway, and so Dean's like, all right, cool, I'll be back in a few minutes. And Shane's like, please don't. Then Ambrose shows up again backstage with like some pizza, and he's like, hey, what's up? I'm back now. And Shane's like, no, I said leave, go home. We don't need you tonight. Please be not here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Did you want some pizza? Is that the problem?
Yeah.
He's just like, I really like Dean Ambrose's character.
That part of his character where he's just kind of like, oh, what?
All right, whatever, man. He's just like, he half doesn't care and he's half doing it to get a rise out of people.
Yeah.
Then he shows up again later dressed like a Mountie.
Yeah.
Because this was in Montreal.
Yeah, this was in Ottawa.
Sorry.
This was in Ottawa. This was right after Survivor Series.
Yeah.
And they book a ladder match between AJ Styles and James Ellsworth. Because Ellsworth needs a contract for SmackDown. So this is the match.
They award it to him. They're like, they open the show and they're like, Ellsworth, congratulations. You're full-time on SmackDown. Here's a contract.
Yeah.
And he's like, and AJ's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's awesome.
This gets a contract?
Yeah.
This being gets a contract?
Yeah.
What? And it basically comes about that it's going to be a ladder match for the contract, and if Ellsworth wins, he gets a contract. And Ellsworth is like, that sounds great, because I want to earn it and show that I can do the thing.
Yeah. Because any man with 2 feet
can climb a ladder. It's like, all right. And then Shane is like, Dean, you can't.
Like, well, I bet you.
Because that's part of why Shane wants Dean to leave as well, because he's like, stop interfering with stuff.
I bet you a person with 1 foot could climb a ladder.
Did Zach Gage ever have a ladder match?
Was that the one?
Yeah.
Isn't that the guy that got beat up by Brock Lesnar in front of his parents?
Yep.
Wrestling's the best because I get to say sentences like that.
Isn't that the one-legged wrestler who did? Yeah. You heard about that embarrassment with, God, it was John Laurinaitis, wasn't it? Who was it? I think it was John Laurinaitis who hired the wrong one-legged wrestler.
What?
they'd heard about this one-legged wrestler who was really good, and they went and saw him and were like, man, this guy's great. We need to actually get this guy for a program. And they were like, John, go get that one-legged wrestler. And he's like, okay. And okay. And then
that was pretty good.
Thanks. And then hired
the wrong one.
A different guy.
You idiots! Yeah. That's the wrong girl.
This is stunt doubles. Anyway, don't worry about any of that.
Yeah, sorry. So
Dean comes back dressed like a Mountie.
Yeah.
And Brian's like, Dean, you seriously have to go before Shane. Oh no, here he comes. Yeah. And Shane's like, why are you here? And Danny Bryan's like, Shane, maybe you should go.
Yeah.
Maybe you should just take the rest of the night off. And Shane's like, maybe I will.
Yeah.
Good. I need to cool off.
Yeah.
And before on his way out, Dean's like, wait, Shane, do you want to know I'm dressed like a Mountie? No. Brian, do you want to know I'm dressed like a Mountie? Yeah. Brian's like, no, I don't. You sure? Yeah, I kind of do, actually. Like, Brian doesn't think that Ambrose's shenanigans are nearly as annoying as Shane does. He's like, yeah, you know what? I kind of do. And he's like, because the Mounties always get their man. Big pop from the Canadian crowd.
Brian actually burst out laughing.
Yeah.
He's like, it looked like a legitimate laugh, too.
Yeah.
Like, it was pretty great.
Big pop from the Canadian crowd.
Yeah.
Then main event.
Sorry. To tie this in, there was a professional wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
Called the Mountie. And he always got his man.
He dressed like a Mountie.
And his
had a
theme music
taser,
was
I
great.
think?
Yeah, he had a stun, like a baton, like a stun gun.
A stun baton, yeah.
Stun baton.
I guess a cattle prod? I don't know.
Because that was Canadian representation in wrestling.
Yeah.
Pre, like, Jericho, Benoit, Bret Hart.
Yeah. So,
well, I guess he was around when Bret Hart was around. But anyway.
Fast forward to the main event.
Yeah.
And it's a ladder match, and unsurprisingly, AJ is taking James Ellsworth to task.
Yeah.
Quite handily.
Yeah.
And then Dean bursts out of the crowd wearing an Ottawa Senators jersey. And
the fucking pandering.
Attacks AJ, and they faff around. And I forgot to mention my favorite dumb commentary thing.
Yeah.
From last time we were talking about the whole Ellsworth feud.
Yeah, we didn't. Someone mentioned this in the YouTube comments too. I think we didn't bring it up.
Oh,
the no chin music.
No chin music.
Yeah, that's what Ellsworth does a super kick for a finisher. They call it the no chin music. Apparently, Otunga takes credit. Is it Otunga that gets the?
Fair enough. Sure.
Yeah.
If that's true, good job.
Good job.
But yeah, because HBK, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, used to do a super kick as his finisher, which
he did the super kick before anyone did the super kick.
But specifically, his super kick is special because
do you know
he starts out
how ridiculous it sounds to say super kick?
Yeah, the theatrics involve him standing in the corner and quote warming up the band by stomping his feet.
Yeah.
Because the move is called sweet chin music.
Yeah.
Because he gets him in the chin, and so this is the no chin music, which he's got a pretty good super kick.
Yeah,
honestly, Ellsworth has a pretty good super kick.
Yeah, it's not
considering he's not as tall as the other guys.
Yeah.
But so anyway, through a combination of Dean interfering and a well-placed no chin music, Ellsworth wins that match.
Well, Ellsworth hits the no chin music, but AJ gets his leg stuck in the ropes.
Yeah, so
and then
he doesn't get AJ doesn't get like taken out, but he's falling back through the ropes, catches himself, but the ropes are twisted around his legs, so he can't get free to stop Ellsworth from climbing. Yeah. And Dean is just like, this has worked out spectacularly. Dean's just killing himself laughing because he's just like, this is great. And Ellsworth.
Kudos to AJ Styles to be able to do that, like get yourself tangled up like that on live TV and not screw it up. You know what I mean? That's why I'm just constantly amazed by wrestlers.
Yeah,
it's like they do all this stuff on one take.
Mm-hmm. That's the state of things. And then I don't know if it's after the match on this episode or on the next episode. I think it's the next episode of SmackDown.
Styles Clash?
Styles beats the
tar
hell out of James Ellsworth. Including, and it looked brutal. From the steel steps, a Styles Clash to the outside.
Because it's like he has him on the outside and he's got him in the Styles Clash, and then he kind of like...
He's like,
carries him over to the stairs and climbs up and then gives him the Styles Clash off the... God damn. Kudos to Ellsworth. I wonder who brought that idea up. You know what? It probably was Ellsworth.
Probably.
Because usually, people are like,
You can do that to me.
Yeah. It's like, go ahead, man.
I'll make sure not to tuck my chin this time.
Yeah, don't tuck your chin. He almost killed himself on that one Styles Clash.
The thing with the Styles Clash is that when you're in the air like that, your natural state is to like bunch up. You want to tuck your head, but then you're landing like this on the top of your head. Yeah. And to take a Styles Clash properly, you want to take it on your chest. You have to fight that instinct and actually go like,
you want to
like that. Yeah. And Ellsworth didn't in as much as you're supposed to, and AJ like corrected in midair so that he was landing on the feet first more than the chest. Anyway, it was very impressive. But
I think that's why a lot of people are of the opinion that the Style Clash is a very dangerous move. But I think it's, I can't say because I've never taken a Styles Clash, but a lot of it's on the person taking it, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's not gonna. Like professional courtesy, you're not gonna do a Styles Clash unless you have talked to the other guy beforehand and be like, "Are you okay with this? Do you know how to take it?
Yeah.
Are you comfortable with me doing this move to you?"
I've watched interviews where AJ's talked about people like, one guy got hurt real bad off his Styles Clash, and you remember him saying like, "Oh, I talked to him beforehand. I was like, do you know how to take my finish?" And the guy's like, yeah, of course. And then he took it and injured himself horribly. It's just like, all right, yeah. Which is why I thought they were just going to move away from the Styles Clash, because it can be dangerous. It puts them in a position where things can go wrong, and the WWE likes to stay away from situations like that, which is when they were pushing the phenomenal forearm as like his finisher, which I was fine with. It looks spectacular, so it's just like whatever. I think AJ, they've built AJ, you know what? AJ's built himself to the point, I think, this year where pretty much any one of his kind of main moves that he does can finish a match.
I think the phenomenal forearm was the TLC poster.
Yeah.
Forearm. Anyway, so this match, that's the situation that we're in for this match is Ellsworth is in a neck brace.
But he's there. They keep talking about how he's not here tonight. Through the whole show, he's like, "Well, do you know where?"
Because he's.
Oh, we're not. Are we talking about TLC or are we talking about?
You're talking about TLC because he's backstage.
Is he?
And Brian's like, "Look."
Oh fuck! You're right.
You can be backstage. You please watch the show.
Yeah.
Don't go out there.
Yeah.
And Ellsworth is like, you know what Ellsworth's character is like? He's like a super fan.
Yeah.
That thankfully I've only encountered this a couple times over my years of minor internet fame, but is the sort of person who they're really into someone. Something flips in James Ellsworth's head, and he's like, "No, I can do this because Dean would totally be okay with that.
Yeah,
I could go down to the ring because Dean would like that, and there's no possible repercussion there because Dean is okay with it.
Yeah."
So I can go down there, and Brian's like, "No, you can't. Stay here."
Yeah.
And because he's been like getting more and more interfering because he's been more sort of confident that everything will be okay because he's friends with Dean Ambrose, and so everything's fine.
There's actually a brilliant moment that was a lot. Now looking back on it, there's some foreshadowing for this main event on the interview. There was an in-ring promo, I think it was the week before, the Go Home episode, where Dean Ambrose had an Ambrose Asylum with Ellsworth.
Yeah.
And then he's like, because he had a guaranteed, because winning that contract also gave him a guaranteed title shot.
Yeah.
And Ambrose was like, "Oh, you have a guaranteed title shot. Who would you rather face?" And he's like, "Well, I think I'd rather face, what did he say? He's like, it doesn't matter. But I think I'd rather face AJ because I'm up 3-0 on him.
Yeah.
And I think I can take him."
I have his number.
Yeah, that's what it was. And I was like, oh. Okay.
And Dean's like, okay.
Yeah.
Sort of
it's like these delusions of grandeur of just like, it's awesome, man.
Yeah.
It's been a great like little journey.
Yeah. So that all brings us to this match, AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose. Hell of a match. Hell of a match.
And yes, AJ's pants rip.
Oh yeah. Yeah, at one point the butt of AJ's pants rip.
People were like, when I didn't even notice it when I was watching it the first time. Like,
Really?
Didn't even notice. And I don't know.
It's a big hole.
Yeah, it's like, and watched it the second time. I was like, God damn, that's a big hole. People were like, you could see his butthole. It's like, no, you couldn't. You could see like,
you could see some cheek,
and some thigh, maybe. Yeah. Somebody actually, I saw a really funny tweet. It's like someone took the AJ Styles character on WWE 2K16 or whatever, and then just like edited out, like put skin color where his tights were. I thought that was pretty funny.
Added the butthole rip.
Yeah,
nice.
At the beginning of the match, this was great. They were fighting on the outside, and Dean like sets up the chairs. And he's like, do you want to talk about this now? Can we have a nice conversation? Do you still want to go through with this? Like when they were fighting, it was pretty great. Highlights. Dean Ambrose hits a huge fucking sets up the table or the ladder on the announce table.
Yeah.
On the Spanish announce table. And then does an elbow drop onto the actual announce table.
The English announce table.
The actual.
The one that we hear.
The actual.
I know what you meant.
Yeah. All right. AJ hits a fucking monstrous springboard 450 to the outside through a table.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He's the best in the world.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Styles counters a Dirty Deeds into an attempted Styles clash just before that 450 attempt.
Yeah.
At one point, Dean hits a Dirty Deeds onto a ladder or something.
Stairs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is when, he hits the Dirty Deeds on the stairs.
And I'm like...
And he's climbing the ladder.
Well, I'm like, he just did a Dirty Deeds onto the stairs.
Yeah.
It's got to be done, right?
It's 100% damage modifier.
Oh.
It's got to be, right?
Finisher onto the stairs?
Finisher on the stairs, because submission hold... We go through this like every time. Submission hold on the announce table is 50%. Submission hold on the stairs is 25%. So an actual move, and your finisher on top, that's 100%. Yeah. 100% damage modifier. And this is the part where Dean was climbing the ladder to get the belt, and AJ just kind of went, whoop, and just got up, like after getting the Dirty Deeds on the stairs.
Yeah.
That was the only time where I was like, okay.
So Styles, after that 450 on the table,
Yeah.
Styles gets in the ring and sets up a ladder, and James Ellsworth comes down.
Yeah.
He comes out of the back, and Styles is like, just sees him, and just like the red mist descends. He's just like, you tiny thing, and gets down, and he gets off the ladder.
Yeah.
He just forgets about the belt. He gets off the ladder, chucks the ladder to the side, and he just like goes after him.
Yeah.
Just really, really angrily.
Yeah.
But that gives Ambrose time to get back up.
Yeah.
Ambrose knocks AJ off the ladder and out of the ring.
Yeah.
And is then like resets the ladder, and then he can climb it and he can get the title, and AJ is in no position to contest it.
Yeah.
When Swerve James Ellsworth comes over and pushes Dean's ladder over.
Yeah.
And Dean falls off, and
I want to say to the surprise of no one.
I guess it felt a little weird.
Yeah. But I mean, like, hindsight's 2020,
I guess.
right? Looking back on that interview where he's like, well, I have AJ Styles' number, right?
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's...
No,
I guess that's what had to happen, actually, for the storyline. That's a really good point.
I wasn't even surprised regardless. I was like, all right, that makes... I mean, like, I thought it was going to... I didn't know how they were going to explain it. And they actually did, like, after, on Talking Smack, Ellsworth was on the show, and
he's like,
he said the same thing. He's like, well, I've got AJ Styles' number.
I've beaten him 3 times.
Yeah, I'm 3-0 against AJ Styles. Like,
and everyone's like, oh.
Yeah, and even Brian and Renee, during the Talking Smack, they're like, I don't know about that.
Sorry, I should mention, Ambrose goes off the ladder through 2 tables.
Yes.
He goes off the ladder, flies out of the ring through 2 tables, and then is just, he's lying there like dazed and also dumbfounded. He's just like...
You know what I didn't like? It was like, he didn't look that hurt. And he was laying there with his eyes open.
They did the close-up on him, he's just like... Huh. He looked
ridiculous.
He looked very serene.
Yeah, he was like...
Despite his body position.
I have consigned to this moment in my life. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I live here now. And so, Styles is just like, okay. okay. And Ellsworth is like, yeah, go Styles, do it. And then Styles climbs up and gets the title and retains.
I thought, my initial reaction was like, maybe it's going to be like kind of like Stockholm Syndrome, you know?
Right.
Where someone just keeps beating the piss out of you and you like eventually become to like really fall in love with them or something.
Yeah.
But no, they're just exactly how Ellsworth explained it on the week before. Is like, I'm up 3-0 on AJ Styles. Like, I believe this, that I have a chance at beating him. So that's why I interfered in the match.
So what's happened since that's worth noting? Because the next time we talk about SmackDown storyline, we're not going to be able to cover like a month and a half of SmackDowns. Because you said that there was a triple threat for the number one contendership.
I have to watch these 2 weeks. Still,
okay.
But I know what happened.
Sure, what happened?
Ziggler wins a 4-way for the number one contendership.
Cool.
Trying to remember anything else.
And Dean and Corbin, at least I know, were in that match.
No, Miz gives fucking Dean Ambrose a participation award. That's Miz's new. That's Miz's new thing. That's what happens on that show too. Miz has a Miz TV segment.
Wow.
And the fucking crowd starts chanting, "You deserve it." Like, just perfect.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But I haven't watched this week's SmackDown either, so I don't really know what happens.
The next update for SmackDown will be
after
Royal Rumble. Yeah.
But who cares? We're fucking caught up, bitch. Yeah!
Caught up on SmackDown now.
Yeah. We did it.
Next episode of Sidewalk Slam will be
what do you
Roadblock End of the Line.
Yeah. Do you think SmackDown wins the pay-per-view battle? As far as the two shows?
So far. I mean, so far SmackDown's just been killing it.
Yeah.
Raw, finally, some of stuff on Raw has been interesting me, but just not as much as the SmackDown. It's just not as been compelling.
Yeah.
Hasn't been as compelling.
Yeah.
Not as been compelling.
You know what's pretty compelling?
That was a sentence that didn't work. What?
Tweet sent out by a certain Graham Start.
On the Twitter address of twitter.com/@Graham_LRR. Aha. Equally compelling is ones by one Adam Sabadan.
You can find me at Wake Up Super.
Yeah, this felt like a brisk episode.
That was good, yeah. And then you can also catch Loading Ready Run has a Twitch channel. And they do stuff every day of the week.
Yeah, and Adam does some of that stuff as well.
Saturdays. But you can find us at twitch.tv/LoadingReadyRun.
Yes, and this show and all of the things that we do are brought to you by either subscribing on that Twitch channel or your support at patreon.com/LoadingReadyRun, for which we thank you hugely because we seriously couldn't do this without you.
Yeah. What was the thing about, I hate to bring it up now, but what was the thing about YouTube and clicking a bell?
Oh, this dumb thing on YouTube where, like, it used to be if you subscribed to a channel and you got updated in your feed whenever someone put a video live.
Yeah.
But now you have to subscribe to the channel and click a little bell icon beside the subscribe button, or you don't actually get the notifications. You've just subscribed.
The fuck?
Dude, YouTube's making some weird changes recently. It's super annoying. Also, we got this t-shirt. You should go buy it.
Yeah. It's pretty great. It's comfy, too. It's comfy as fuck. I like wearing it all the time.
Yeah. All right. That's it for today.
Yeah. Bye.
Talk to you all next time. Bye.
Yeah, see ya.